Anyway, on to red. Red, we have Acroan Conscriptor, which is 5 for a 3/2 human shaman with heroic of get a dude. Borrow a dude, I guess.
Yeah,
Heroic borrow a dude. Does he cost too much? Yes.
I don't know.
I
He
think if he
has.
cost 4, it would be probably better. Like the thing about heroic is there are so many heroic things you really want to be triggering. Like the
Yeah,
plus one counters are always good, and then this is like, do you waste a heroic on borrowing a dude for a turn when there's a scry spell that does the same thing?
yeah, that's true. Um, he is, he's really dependent on the rest of the format.
Very.
Um, I don't know. I'm gonna
I think he's like a 4.5,
the
maybe.
effect that he has is very powerful though. Like just borrowing a dude every turn is really good.
Yeah, but that also requires like using up all your heroic enablers just for that.
Yeah,
So yes, he's going to kill you one time, and yes, it's going to suck, but
yeah. I'll
he's
say
not
four
going
and
to
a
kill you
half.
very often.
He can get out of control though. I'm gonna say four and a half though.
Archetype of aggression, the other good one. Probably is it better than the white one? That's actually a thing to think about.
No way.
1 and 2 red for a 3/2 that gives trample and takes trample.
Yeah, this is. I mean, just like 3 mana, 3/2,
3 mana 3/2 with trample.
and it's a human, which is big.
And it's a
Um,
human, and it means that if you're playing like red green, this is like your thing because your dudes are big, and now they have trample, and your opponent's dead.
yep.
So this is a really good one. This and the white one are definitely the best archetypes because
Yeah.
the green one costs way too much, and the blue
Best
one,
that I've seen so far, definitely.
yeah, like these archetypes. Like if the other ones cost like less, they'd be totally competitive. But this one, whether or not it's standard playable is questionable. The
No,
blue
it's
one,
not
the
standard
white one's
playable.
definitely better for that.
Yeah, the white one's definitely standard playable. This one is probably not,
Probably
but it's
not.
very good and limited.
Yes,
Um,
this is a good card, potentially first pickable also.
yeah. I'm gonna. So
I'm thinking 6, 6.5.
yeah, 6, 6.5 sounds about right. Like they need to use removal, so like they have to have a way to deal with it, or they're just dead
Yes.
in a lot of cases.
Next up is you.
Bolt of Keranos is 1 and 2 red for a sorcery. Bolt of Keranos deals 3 damage to target creature or player. Scry 1. Eh,
It is not an instant.
it's
It
not an
costs one
instant,
more, but it scries. No,
it's
it's not
not,
as good as Lightning Strike.
but
It
um,
scries. It's for the red blue deck.
yeah, it says deal 3 damage to target creature or player. Like it's gonna be played. You won't be happy about it, but you're gonna play it. It's a 5.
Yep. And if you're playing red blue, there's a potential that the scry one is actually important, but
Yeah, with the
the scry pumper.
adept guy. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a fun guy. I like him.
he is
All right, so what did you rate him?
5.
5. I don't even think he's that good.
4.5, yeah.
Yeah, because like usually you'd expect an instant. If this was an instant, I'd give it
Yeah.
like a 5, 5.5, but it's
I
not.
I sort of consider like 5.5 like the baseline for like decent removal, and like this is less than decent removal, but it still is removal. So I'm gonna give it a 5.
Yeah, five's probably about right. All right. Next up, oops, did I move it over? Yes, I did.
That's you.
Yeah, I was just having to fix my recording lately. All right, we have Cyclops. Hey, there's no Cyclops to kill. It is a
Yeah.
5/2 for 4. I
There are a
mean,
lot of ways to get this guy in.
there's a lot of ways to
Like
kill him, and and he's just big.
there are a lot of ways to get this guy unblockable.
There's also a lot of ways to give this guy trample.
Mm-hmm. But that's bad. Like you just like you attack in, and then like this guy screams aggression to me.
Yes, and
Even though he's like the same cost as the guy we talked about before, that it's a 4/2. This guy just like
this is a 5/2, and on top of that, it's in red, and on top of that, it's going to
yeah.
die to a bear. Just throwing that out there. It's going to die to a bear.
I think I think there are gonna be a lot of ways to get this guy in.
I
I
also
think
think
he
there's this
dies to
lovely black spell.
everything.
Yes, he dies to everything. There's this lovely black spell that says kill Cyclopses.
Yeah, -1/-1 kill Cyclopses.
It
I don't
gets
know.
-1/-1 first, and then it says kill Cyclopses.
Yeah. But it's one of those cards. It's like not good, but it's gonna it. If you have no other way to get there, it's gonna get there.
You remember in Return to Ravnica, the 5/2, I think it was?
The
Minotaur Aggressor?
yeah,
Nobody played that
it's true.
because it was bad. You know what this card is? It's bad.
That yeah,
Because it
it's
costs
bad.
the same and it's not. Just not good.
But again, like
Will people play it? Probably more than they played the other one, but it's just not good.
more than they should.
Yeah. It will die to lots of bears. I predict
But
that it will die to lots and lots of bears.
but again, I think it's slightly better than that card because there's a lot of like ways to give it unblockable and
There
intimidate.
was
and
Rogue's
stuff.
Passage in that set, okay?
Yeah, but Rogue Passage is like a million mana.
Rogue's Passage was like the best land.
But there's a lot of that in this set, and if you can like get enough bestow creatures that do that, then I could see wanting this guy because you bestow a thing onto him, and then he eats a removal spell. He's not good, but
He's a vanilla 5/2
He can
for
get
4.
there.
He's going to be like a 4.
yeah, I agree.
He's not good.
You can get there if you have no other way to get there, and you open this guy in your shield pool.
If you have to get there, he will get you there, but you don't want to carry him to carry you on his back.
No, yeah,
Now
he's angry.
onto the red version of the tap bad enchantment. It's Epiphany Storm, which is one red to, or rather, it's a red to enchant a creature. Enchanted creature has red, tap, discard a card, draw a card.
Um, I don't like it.
Nope.
I want to like it. I like the effect, but you
If
get
you
2
need,
for
this
1.
is one of those. Hey, if you need a heroic enabler, here's your heroic enabler.
In blue red. I think it's gonna be interesting. Because I think blue red makes the best use of this effect,
Yes.
but I still don't think it's gonna be good.
No, it's not a very good card, but it's a one-cost heroic enabler if you need
Yeah,
more.
if
I
you
guess.
need it.
You're not going
and,
to
like,
use the ability though. In that circumstance, you're just going to use the one trigger heroic.
if you can like draw enough residual, like if you're playing Wave Crash Triton and Triton Fortune Hunter, and if you're on that deck, then this card's good.
Again,
Like
that's red blue, so we just talked about that.
yeah, in the red blue deck, it's really good.
Really
I'll
good.
give
It's decent.
it fills a hole in that deck. I'll give it a 4.5,
That's
maybe even a
generous.
4.
4. Epiphany Storm.
I think in the red blue deck though has the potential to just bury them.
Yep. Anyway, go ahead.
Everflame Eidolon 1 and red for a 1/1 spirit with bestow 3. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and fire breathing.
Yeah, a fire breathing bestow Eidolon of awesomeness.
Fire breathing never like it never interested me. Like it just
Fire breathing is all right. I mean, I've played enough red decks to know that it's okay. It's not
Yeah.
great, but
If you have like trample, it's alright, but
or flying.
yeah, or flying, it's whatever.
It's a bestow guy.
It's not good.
It's a bestow. I mean,
It
it's a bestow guy.
it
That's
is
all
a
I'm gonna
bestow
say.
guy.
That's all I'm saying here.
I think it's so like the average dude trades a 1-for-1, and this guy just doesn't do that. Like, so let's say you play him on turn 2 and your opponent plays their bear on turn 2, and like, so you attack into the bear on turn 3, and then you need to like pump him to trade with the bear.
Pay
Like,
3 kill a bear.
you just like always like are behind on mana with this card, and that's why I don't like it.
Yeah. However, there's always circumstances where fire breathing is fun, especially when things fly. So,
Yeah. Other than
and
the
the fact
4.
that it's yeah, it's a 4, but it's also heroic trigger. It's a bestow. It's a thing.
Sure. I mean, I think in decks that want the Ordeal Purpose, this guy's really good.
Fall of the Hammer. It's 2 for instant. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to another target creature. It is removal in red.
Yeah, that doesn't say fight. That just says
Deal.
deals damage. Yeah, this is insane.
Insane, no. Useful, yes.
Yeah.
Playable, yes.
No,
Requires you to have a guy, and you're red, so you have guys with lots of power, and that's where this
yeah.
fits in because you're red.
You know, if you're the red green deck, good for you. This card is one of the best red commons
Yeah, I'm
for
saying
sure.
5.5 to 6 for
Yeah,
this guy
that's where I'm at.
because that is premium red removal.
Yeah, you just always like manage to trade up with this. Like you just like, oh, the Cyclops kill that Nessinas. Like
Yep.
it's really good.
Anyway, on to the next.
Faded Conflagration. 1 and 3 red for an instant. Faded Conflagration deals 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker if it's your turn. Scry 2. If you're in hard red, you want this card. It's an
It's
instant, by the way.
potentially standard playable. Maybe.
I don't think so.
It doesn't hit the player. I guess that's part of the problem with it.
Well, yeah.
If
3
it hit the
red is-
player, it would probably
Oh
be
yeah.
standard playable.
And if it hit the player, like it would be really good. It would be
Hey, guess who's back? Mono red.
no, it would be what was it? It would be Thunderball for
Yeah.
one less mana. Like just like pay for it, deal 5-2. Like
And Scry
it's
too.
it's very good. But it's only playable if you're on hard red.
Yes.
But
have
if
to
you
be
are,
basically mono red.
congratulations.
Yep. And seeing as this would be the first pack, you probably would be.
Again, like red's not a color that wants to play the mana fixers that much. So like playing this in any 2-color deck is just awful.
Unless you're playing red green, in which case it's okay.
Yeah,
Because you will eventually get
I
there.
agree. Yeah, you get to play like Natalie's Presidents and like Voyaging Satyr. Yeah, in red green's good.
Red green, it's fine. Other than that, unless you're mono red, you're probably not going to play it.
Unfortunately, because it's really powerful.
Yep, it's like a 5 because nobody's going to play it.
Yeah, I agree.
Alright, now we have Fearsome Temper. It is an enchantment for 3. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and has 3 target creature can't block this turn. This creature this turn.
I don't know. Again, 2-for-1s. But I don't know.
If
It's not my
there was
style,
a
but
way
it could be good.
to get... Remember that 5/2 you were talking about, right?
Yeah,
This is what you put on it.
yeah. You go like Fearsome Temper into Fall of the Hammer, and then there's Dead. Like there are a lot of big creatures in red, but like investing 6 mana into getting in 5 damage, like which well, this
It
is
would be
essentially
7 in
Boulder.
that
This is
circumstance.
essentially Boulder Fall, right? Because it's
Boulder Fall, by the way, was an amazing heroic trigger because you could target 1 damage to all your guys that had heroic.
maybe I don't remember what Bolt Fall did. Didn't it
Uh,
do like 5 damage?
it did 5 damage, split up as you like.
Okay.
So you could do
So
1 damage to all your heroic guys and trigger
yeah.
heroic everywhere.
So Fearsome Temper is basically Boulder Fall without like the ability to fork. Right?
Yes.
Is how we can look at it because you're mostly likely gonna play it on like 3/3 or 4/4, and then you're going to invest 3 more mana and then like make it so that creature can't block. And then you're gonna deal 6 to something. Most likely a player, I don't like it. I think it's a 4.
Yeah, it's not a great. It's not a good one.
Like it has a hard time like taking it. You'll have a hard time like organizing a situation where this card kills any relevant creature. When you do kill a relevant creature, it's probably going to be a 2 for 1. Um, Sedge Scorpion exists. Voyage. The
Voyage's
blue
End.
card. The blue card exists. No, the blue creature.
Yeah.
Vortex Elemental exists, and they all just like
All right, anyway,
it.
you're up.
It
Spirit
seems bad.
Binder.
Fellhide Spirit Binder, 3 in a red for a 3/4 Minotaur Shaman, already fine. Inspired, when it becomes untapped, you may pay 1 in a red. If you do, put a token onto the battlefield. It's a copy of another target creature, except it's an enchantment in addition to its other types. It gains haste, exile it at the beginning of the next end step.
In other words, remember Fanatic of Mogus?
Yeah.
Well, do you like 2 of them?
I mean, yeah, that's good.
That's
I
essentially what this guy is going to be doing.
I think this guy is potentially standard playable. I have no idea. I think there are probably broken things you can do with him.
He's going to be played in a variety of formats.
I doubt it.
Potentially. I mean, EDH he's going to be played because
Oh
that's
yeah,
fun.
he's just getting played.
He's
But
going to be a nice, fun, limited all-star type card. Like, there's going to be something stupid you can do with him, even if I can't think
yeah,
of it.
eh. Like you do get to just pay 2
And
for
and
like
no, it's not just your shit. It's your opponent's shit
yeah,
too.
like you get to pay 2 for like he's a very good card.
He says, "Pay to target copy God." Thank you.
Yeah.
That's what he says. That's what he can do. That is powerful. The prognostic sphinx. Thank you. I'll take one.
Well, no,
Yeah, I know.
you.
Hexproof. Discard.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, but hey, that's pay to discard a card, right?
It's also like not pay 2 and tap him, which is cool because if you attack once with him and then you untap and then you like sink 6 mana and you're like give me like 3 of that card.
Yep.
I think
I
it's,
don't know if you can do multiples though. I think it's only once per inspired. I still think it's only once per inspired. I have to look that up though. To be
I
sure.
wouldn't imagine so. Like whenever he becomes untapped, you may pay 1 of red.
Yeah,
I think you could.
that's once. You can't do it again. It doesn't say you may pay it, but then once you're done, then that's done. It doesn't allow you to inspire again unless you untap it again.
I don't know.
So, I think that he's awesome and potential standard playable in a red deck.
Yeah,
And in limited, he's going to break things if you can.
he's going
find stuff
to
break.
he's going to draw your opponent's removal out of the hand.
And if he doesn't, your opponent is going to cry and ask for game 2.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, like your opponent potentially is dead. I'll give him a 6.
At least, I like
Yeah.
this guy. See, this is the kind of shit I want to see. This is what makes Red fun.
He's really good.
Alright, next up we have the best tribute card.
Yeah, probably.
Flame Wreathed Phoenix. It is 2 and 2 red for a flying 3/3 with tribute 2. When it comes into the battlefield and they did not tribute it, it's a phoenix and it'll go back to your hand when it dies. If not, then they have a 5/5 flying for 4, and that is just stupid.
This card is going to be played in standard all day. All day.
Yes.
Um,
He doesn't have haste, which is kind of a downside.
unless
But
it's not tributed.
yeah. Does it have haste? Oh yeah, it does have haste. It's not trippy.
Yeah.
That's really silly.
Like,
This card is silly.
this is. You were talking about like cards that like hated on blue decks before. That's what this is.
Yes.
But I think in limited play this card.
Blue decks have to tribute this, and then they have to wrath the next turn. That's what this card says.
Yeah, like it basically says like have removal spell like right now.
Yes. Also, is it Hammer of Perforos that gives things haste, or is it Perforos that gives things haste?
Hammer.
Hammer. Yes, you can play this with Hammer because that would be a standard thing to do.
Yes. In limited play this card. Play this card all day.
You will win. It's just like Stormbreath Dragon, except you will win because you can keep playing it.
There are a lot of like 4/4 flyers in the format.
But this don't care because you can keep playing it all day.
Well, yeah, but then you just like crashed into their 4/4s, like.
Yeah, I guess.
But
Worst comes to worst, you have an infinite chumper. If
Yeah,
if
even-
you have to block a flying deck.
even barring that, just like it's really good. It's easily a 7.5.
Yes, it is one of the better mythics in this
Yeah.
set. All right.
Forge Stoker Dragon is 4 and 2 red for a 5/4 flyer. With 1 in a red, Forge Stoker Dragon deals 1 damage to target creature. That creature can't block this combat. Activate this ability only if Forge Stoker Dragon is attacking. Seems good.
Yep. It seems like a nice card for
Yeah.
6 to have a 5/4 flying with awesomeness. It's
Yeah.
going to get in, and you're going to die.
Yep.
I like that.
It's
6.
It's 6/6/1/5. Like there's not much removal. Well, I guess it gets hit by like Lash of the Whip and stuff.
Yeah.
But a lot of the red removal doesn't hit it. A lot of the blue removal you can still like kill a creature with it.
In response, I will kill all your guys. Thanks.
Yeah, like it's just very good in a lot of situations.
All right. Next, we have Impetuous Sunchaser. It is a 1/1 for 2 with flying and haste, and it attacks each turn if able.
This screams to me, put things on me.
Yes, exactly.
But
It's fine. I mean, I'm not unhappy. Like, here's the thing: if you have, if you're playing red white and you have the white 1 or 2/1 flyer that has to attack with something else, this is it, brother.
yeah,
And you attack for 3 on turn
I
2.
think there are things that like I'd rather like you kind of want to put stuff on him, but I think if you're in like red white, you already have enough things that you want to like. You want to put your heroic stuff on your heroic triggers onto other things.
Yes, this
Than this
guy
guy.
is like.
So, I mean, that's what I suspect anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I suspect that he'll do like 3 damage over the course of his life.
Which
Probably.
is
Fine, but
like lightning strike. Maybe I don't think it's good. I think it's a 4.
yeah,
If that.
probably.
Probably 3.5.
It's a trap.
I'm not gonna play it. You can if you want,
I won't.
and you might even get there. Like you know, in a lot of situations, he's gonna be really good.
All right, go ahead.
Kragma Butcher, another Winator. 2 in a red for a 2/3 inspired. Whenever Kragma Butcher becomes untapped, it gets +2/+0 until end of turn. This is it. This is like exactly what Minotaurs wants to do.
This and the Intimidate. These two together,
Yeah.
win.
No, like this is exactly what Minotaurs want to do in this set. He does what he does in that deck. Don't. He's not even terrible in red decks. I don't think he's particularly good though in other red decks. But he's a 5.5 easily.
Even like in a non-heroic red deck, yeah, he's just great. In a heroic red deck, he's less good, but he's good.
Yeah, he's fun. Um, I think the other one that gets +2/+0 the turn it comes into play and has haste is better than that.
Yeah,
Than
probably.
this.
All right, next up,
But I think it's still
Lightning Volley. It is 4 for an instant until end of turn. Creatures you control gain tap. This creature deals 1 damage. Dark creature. Also known as if you're playing Weenie, you wrath the board and smack them and do dumb shit.
well, you can't wrap the board and smack them.
Well, you can depending on how much toughness they have.
If you're playing against Weenie, I know, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Well, what I'm saying is you have all those little dudes and you turn them all sideways and they do a lot of damage to a few creatures and to the player.
Yeah.
So then next turn you can turn them all sideways and win. That's what this does.
Um.
So like at the end step of their turn, you do this, turn them sideways, and then you swing and you win. That's what this
So
does.
let's say this is 4 mana for a. How many creatures would you need to make this a good card?
Probably 5.
And how often is that going to happen when you want to cast this?
That depends on what kind of deck you're playing. If you're not playing an aggro deck, it's not gonna work.
But even if you are playing an aggro deck and you want to do this on turn 4, you only have 3 creatures in play.
Yeah, this is like the game is slipping away from me. I gotta do this or I lose kind of card.
Yeah. It's not a bad way to push through damage. I'll give you that. Like in a board stall, it's pretty good.
It's a way to end the game.
Yeah. Um. I don't know. It's not. It's not a kind of card that I like, but it fills a hole that I think is important.
Yeah,
I think
it's a
5.
way of like faltering ish, in a way.
Yeah, it's a way to push through damage, essentially.
Yes, and that is something that red needs, I think.
But in a lot of situations, it's gonna be like pay 4 to deal 4 damage, which, eh,
There are worse cards.
there are. There are also better cards.
Yes, there are.
It's a 5, maybe even a 4.5. I'm not that excited about it.
Yep. I kind of agree.
Next up is Nyxborn Rollicker. He's a 1 red for a 1/1 enchant creature with bestow 2 enchanted creature gets +1/+1.
This is a nice bestow card. I like.
Yeah, it enables heroic. It's a good substitute for an ordeal. You could attack for like 3 on turn 2, which is cool. He's a nice aggressive card. He's 5.5.
Yeah, he's a good. This is exactly the kind of thing that was missing in Theros.
Yeah, like he draws a removal spell and then jump blocks.
Yep.
That's it. Yep. Next up,
Next
the best
up,
card in
we
the world.
got Oracle of Bones. It is. This is the fun one.
This is the best tribute card in this set.
It's super flavorful.
Oh my god, it's so
And
good.
actually is totally useless, but sure.
Are you kidding?
Huh?
I'm talking about standard.
Oh, I'm not talking about standard. I was talking about limited. It's
Yeah, no, in limited it's whatever, but
yeah. It's 4 for a haste, 3/1, which is fine. I can dig that already. Easily killed though. Tribute 2. If they don't tribute it, cast an instant or sorcery from your hand without paying its mana cost. Now, what were you thinking of particularly for casting in standard?
That depends on if you can cast an overload cost.
I don't think so.
But like even pay for like a 3/1 haster, kill that creature, swing for 3.
Yeah. I mean, in this set, it's kind of like if you're. This is the kind of thing where you're. This is a red-black card for sure, because what you're going to
Definitely.
be doing is you're going to be casting your like a removal card with this. Like if they don't tribute it, instantly
Yeah.
out of your hand, removal, like Lash of the Whip, and then
And if
this guy
they
goes right through, does 3.
and if they do tribute it, it's a 5/3 haster. Like
Yes, and
which
that's
is
dangerous.
just huge, yeah.
So
This card's very good.
it's nice. I like. What card were you thinking of, though?
Like Hero's Downfall, Doomblade, basically anything. Like any instant, like you just get so much value out of this card
It
because
does say instant or sorcery.
you can just get like a dude and also an instant. Like you get 7 mana
Instant
worth
or
of
sorcery.
or sorcery, yeah.
So think of a sorcery that you would love to cast,
Yeah.
and
Here's
just
Downfall.
cast it. Here's
Yeah.
Downfall is a an
Sorcery.
instant.
It's a yeah. Sorcery, I don't know. In red,
It doesn't have to be in red. It could be in any color.
probably well, for me it would be Verdict. But
But you'd
no,
verdict your
not
own
with this
guy.
guy. No, this guy. Probably like Mizzy Mortars or something.
Yeah.
Is cool.
I mean, you could totally do like some ridiculous giant burn spell.
Yeah, you could play like Boulder Fall or whatever. Or
Boulderfall is, I think, is it 6 damage or 5?
5, I think.
I don't know. It's stupid.
On to the next one. This card's very good.
I don't
It's
know
a
what to rate it.
6.
6, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with it in draft, but
Well,
like I said, I think you
it
throw out a removal spell with it.
yeah, usually 1-for-1s. Sometimes though, it's better than that.
Yep. All right. Faragax Giant.
Mm-hmm.
It's 5 for 3/3. Tribute 2. If tribute wasn't paid, it deals 5 damage to each opponent. So you probably tribute this.
Maybe.
It totally depends.
So if you tribute it, you get a 5 mana 5/5, which is good.
If it's not tributed, you get a 5 mana 3/3 with Lava Axe tacked onto that.
That's not bad.
Actually, it's better than the Lava Axe. It's Lava Axe to everybody. That's not you.
Yep.
Two-headed giant card.
Yeah, I'll take it. This card's fine.
Yep.
Um,
It's a good card,
no, it's probably not as good as you think. Like,
probably, but it looks like fun. I like fun things.
yeah, I'm gonna give it a 5.
I thought 5.5 because it's got some fun built in.
No, like Lava Axe isn't really that good. Like, if you can hold off until your opponent is at 5 life, then you get like a 5/5 for 5, which is good. But also like, eh,
Yeah.
like you have to hold off on this, and you have to like organize a board state where this is doing what it
Oh,
wants to do.
here is the instant or sorcery you play with that Minotaur.
Yeah.
The next card.
Pinnacle of Rage, 4 and 2 red for a sorcery. Deals 3 damage to each of 2 target creatures and/or players. In limited, it's really good.
That's what you play with that Minotaur.
In
They say no, I'm not going to tribute. You're like, fine, 2 dudes die, you're dead now.
yes,
That's what this does. This is
in limited, it's really good. In constructed, don't play it.
yes.
But in limited, play it every time. It's
so long as you're not the heroic deck. If you are the Minotaur deck, this is what this card is for. That mid-rangey Minotaur
yeah.
deck.
like 6 mana to
It's 6 mana, deal 3 to you, kill a dude, or 6 mana, kill 2 dudes.
yeah, 6 mana to like 1-for-1, and then value on top of that.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a built-in 2-for-1
It's not quite a 2-for-1.
potential.
It is potential a 2-for-1, yeah. I'm gonna
Like,
give
you
it a
could attack,
5.5.
and then they block, and then you kill 2 dudes.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 5.5 or a 6.
Yeah, it's a fun card.
Yeah, it is. It's good.
Alright, we're at the Pinnacles of Rage. Let's go down to the next one. Reckless Reveler. 2-1 for 2. Sacrifice it to destroy target artifact.
Yeah.
Eh. The
It's
Priest of Iroas is better, I think.
well, that requires you to play red and white, or
Yes. But
and
this
this
is a
one requires you.
2-1 for 2.
Yeah. It's good out of the sideboard. Don't play it main deck.
There aren't that many artifacts you want to kill, and the only ones that I can think of are the weapons anyway, so.
Yeah. But if you need a way to deal with the weapons, board this in. If not,
Probably
if you
shouldn't play
have
it.
to play a 2-drop, play it, but don't.
If you have to play a 2-drop, choose any of the other 30 that red has.
Yeah.
So.
I'll give it 4.
Yeah, about right. Where is it though? It is a common. So you'll see a lot of those bad cards.
Yeah.
Next up is
Rise to the challenge. 1 red for an instant. Target creature gets +2/+0 and gains first strike until end of turn. Card's good.
Yep.
Part of the fine combat trick. Never gonna be that much better than a 1-for-1. But again, there's something to be said for card quality. It gets to trade up a lot of the time. I think it's a solid 5.5.
yeah, it's a decent trick.
Yeah,
It's one to watch out for.
definitely.
Because this is the kind of one that'll really get you. Where did it go? It is a common. Rise the challenge. Next up is me, and we have a Satyr Fire Dancer. I'm meeting all the satyrs now. Satyr Fire Dancer. He, whenever an instant or sorcery spell you control deals damage to an opponent, Satyr Fire Dancer deals that much damage to target creature that player controls. And it's a 1-1 for 2.
This is a standard card, I think.
And a limited card.
Yeah, it's all right in limited.
If you're playing like this is in red blue. This is like because red blue is like that weird burn scry deck, so this fits in.
Also, like you play this on turn 2, and then like all your burn goes to their face,
Yep. If it can
Which
go to
is
their
cool.
face, it does.
which is cool.
Yeah. Because then your lightning strike hits them in the face, and then you kill the creature. That's just
Yeah.
value.
He's gonna be better than a 1-for-1 a lot of the time. He has the potential to just take over a game. He can't win it on his own, but with enough help, he should be able to.
I'll say a 6 for limited. In standard, yeah.
Yeah, a 6 for limited is probably about right. In constructed, I don't know. Like, I think the burn deck wants this, but I'm not sure. Maybe out of the sideboard.
Anyway, you're up with your own satyr.
Nyx Smith, 2 and a red for a creature, Satyr Shaman. It's a 2-1. It has haste. Whenever Satyr Nyx Smith becomes untapped, you may pay 2 and a red. If you do, put a 3-1 red elemental enchantment creature token with haste onto the battlefield.
This is the best of them, I think.
Kinda.
Because, like, if you have a way of turning him sideways on turn 3, he's going to get broken very quickly.
Well, if you have a way to turn him sideways on turn 3, right?
Yes.
And you, like, let's say your opponent attacks in and doesn't play a thing, and you play him on turn 3, and then you attack, then you untap and you pay 3 for a 3-1 that crashes into their, like, 2-1, or whatever they have. I don't
Maybe.
think it's very good.
I don't know. He just screams potential, and that's what I like, but
He doesn't have potential.
he has potential.
No, it just trades with.
I don't know. probably, but I just like the picture. The picture makes me happy.
Yeah, the picture's cool. It reminds me of House of the Castle, which is rad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him 4.5.
Yeah, probably. Just an average duder.
A little bit worse than average, but that's fine.
Not that much worse.
I don't know. I think there are a lot of good 3-drops that are better than him.
Next, Scoring Sands. Scoring Sands deals 1 damage to each creature your opponents control. Scry 1 for 2. Sorcery.
It's like Dino Charge.
Yeah, with Scry.
It's fine.
Overloaded Dynacharge with Scry.
It's fun.
It's an anti-white card, though.
Yeah. It's a really, really good anti-white card. That said, it's going to be kind of hard to, like, with all the enchantments of what it's going to play, it's going to be kind of hard to, like, engineer a situation which is as good.
Yep. You'll be paying 2 to Scry 1. Potentially kill 2 dudes, maybe, or something. I don't know.
Probably not. It's probably just going to be, like, dude, heroic trigger, and then you're just sitting there with, like, Souring Sands, who's just, like, dead in hand.
Yeah. Well, you could, like, attack one of their guys, they block, it's, like, kind of the way where they don't really trade, they just sort of sit there, and then you cast it, and they lose 1, and you scry 1.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Kind of, like, it seems marginal. I'm going to put it at 3.5. I don't like the card very much.
It's the kind of card where you'll see it,
More to the red-blue deck, I think.
yes, it's more in the red-blue deck, and it'll be good. Like, it'll be the kind of thing where you cast it before you attack in the red-blue deck, because then they don't want to block,
Yeah.
and you get in, and it's that.
Yep.
I'll play it.
You shouldn't. Searing Blood. For 2 red, and an instant Searing Blood deals 2 damage to target creature. When that creature dies this turn, Searing Blood deals 3 damage to the creature's controller. Card's real good.
Yep, that's a good card.
I don't know.
I don't know what else to say but that. It's good. It's like a 5.5. It's just
Yeah, it's a removal spell with value added on, but it's not like strict hard removal.
it's the kind of thing where like it's the kind of thing where you're going up against this really big dude, and he's attacking into you, and you gotta block it. You block it. You throw this on. You 2 for 1 yourself, but you get value back, so it's like a 2 for 2 ish.
I'll be right back. Hold on.
Ah. So while he's gone, I'll actually give this a rating here. It's an uncommon Searing Blood. Huh?
It's exactly that. Like, it's Lightning or it's Magma Jet
With
but
extra
a little bit
value.
worse. But also, like, with the upside of, like, having Lightning Strike tacked on it, or it's Lightning Strike.
With the added effect of being able to Magma Jet.
Yeah, like, it's a very good card.
Actually, it's Shock it's Shock and Lightning Strike stuck together into one card. Literally.
Kind of.
It literally is.
Yeah.
It's like the green one. When this creature dies, they've made that assumption.
Yeah. Yep, I like it.
Yep. Next one is Stormcaller of Keranos. It is a 3 for a 2/2 with haste. And this is a red-blue deck because it's got 1 and a blue for Scry 1.
Yep,
You can totally repeat that Scry 1.
Yep.
It reads pay 2 to pump that asshole.
Yeah. It reads pay 2 to find, like, the 1 card in your deck that answers the creature that your opponent has.
Yes. Go find your removal.
I actually, like, I don't like the red blue deck that much. I feel like it's very fragile.
It is not fragile. You just never played a good one.
I don't know. Like, I've played that deck, and I played that deck to, like, reasonable success. But, like,
every time I play that deck, I like 3-0 a draft because it's just ridiculous, and nobody knows how to play against it because nobody sees it.
Yeah, but I think, like, if people knew how to play against it, it would be really bad. Like,
It's a blue-red aggro deck. It's a really weird deck. Like people, it's a deck I like to play because it's aggro control. It's a really odd mix of things.
yeah.
It's fun. And
Um,
this is like the card for that deck.
yeah, it's not bad.
Because what you want to do is you want to drop a dude that's also going to have added value later. And this
Yeah.
does that. So,
Yeah, it's probably 5.5.
yep.
Like, the ability to try one for 2 minutes is very good.
There's also
On a dude.
the 2/2 haste for 3. That's fine. Fine.
Yeah.
With added scry ability is totally fine. Uncommon, where'd you go, Stormcaller?
The next up is Thunder Brute. It's 4 and 2 red for a 5/5 Cyclops. Relevant. It has Trample. Tribute 3. If its tribute is not paid, it gains haste.
Yeah, this is another of the good tributes because either
Yeah.
you pay 6 for 5/5 trample haste, or you get an 8/8 trample for 6.
Yeah, this card is a nightmare.
And it's only an uncommon. This is the kind of uncommon that you first pick.
Yeah, I think so. You don't want too many of them because it is a 6 drop.
You want one, but when you find that one and it's in
Yeah.
your hand and you play it, your opponent cries and they're like, "No, why?"
Yup. It is real good.
So this is the kind of thing where I'd say like a 6.5, just straight up easy. No,
6.5. Is that right?
no shits given.
Yeah, it does like all.
It dodges like all removal except bounce and
Yeah,
straight up
I'll give it
hardcore.
6.5. I'll give it 6.5.
Like either
easily.
you're playing black and you're going to pay 6 to remove it, or you're in blue and you're going to bounce it. And if you're not, this thing is going to steamroll you.
Yeah. Also, like it runs over the Nessian asps of the world, which is huge.
Yes. Thunderous Might. It's 2 for an enchantment that says whenever this creature attacks, get +X+O until end of turn, where X is your devotion to red.
Eh,
There's a green one that's coming up that's better.
meh.
+X+X where your devotion, where X is your devotion to green. That's a good one.
This screams 2 for 1 to me.
Yes, if unless you have trample, in which case that'll be fun.
Yeah, it still screams 2 for 1 to me.
I don't know. This, if you have the archetype of aggression, then this is an okay card. If you do not, you probably won't want to play it.
If you can manage to like use it as a sorcery speed trick, like
Sorcery speed trick.
that's what I think of these cards as. It's just like a sorcery speed trick, and it's just bad. It just like lets them. It just gives them so many more options. I don't like it. I don't like any of them.
This
Or
one is this one and
3.5.
the green one I actually like the most of all, as you'll see, because it's +X+X. So it's got
Yeah.
anyway. It's like a 4.5. It's not
Um,
horrible, but it's not great either.
it's pretty horrible. I'm never gonna play it. Whims of the Fates, 5 and a bread for a sorcery starting with you. Each player separates all permanents he or she controls into 3 piles. Then each player chooses one of his or her piles at random and sacrifices those permanents. Don't play this card.
Remember how there's the requirement that red have a terrible enchantment or something like that?
Yep,
This is
I
that.
guess so. It's super flavorful.
It's
Super flavorful.
And you know what? I know I'm going to play this at one point in a draft, and I know that I'm going to put all my permanents into one pile, and I'm going to pick that pile, and then I'm going to rage quit.
Okay.
Because it says piles can be empty, so
Yeah.
2/3 of the time, perfect, and your opponents lose shit, and 1/3 of the time you lose the game. So, yeah. It's not a good card. Can I give it a 0?
Yeah.
There we go. That's what I wanted to do. I just want to give something a 0 this time.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
It's probably not a 0, but it's not
It's as
good.
close to 0 as I
Oh,
could.
hey, we're done with red.